Tonight's dinner is sweet potato and black bean enchiladas. I have some salsa verde that I canned this summer, and so I'm gonna go ahead and just blend that up. I'll add a store-bought can of diced green chilies to make a good green enchilada sauce with that. I'm gonna use the rest of this lemon cheese that I made last week for the stuffed shells and add that, but I'll probably need to make some more. I'm probably gonna have to use canned beans because I didn't set out beans to soak. I'm gonna use another one of these sweet potatoes from our garden. I buy a lot of things in bulk, but I always keep a small bottle on hand to be the one that I use on a regular basis. The kids are off from school today, and so for a brunch breakfast, I'm gonna make a smoothie using a bunch of our frozen peaches that we preserved last summer. We also picked up some yogurt so that we can start culturing our own cow milk into yogurt as well. Then I always like to add bananas to a smoothie. I think they give it a good real sweetness without adding any extra sweeteners. And then we always add some kind of green spinach or kale or Swiss chard leaves to help make things way more nutritious. Okay, we have been thawing this turkey for a couple of days. So I'm going to make up a brine so that we can brine it. This is everything I'm going to put in my brine for the turkey. While I was brining my turkey, I decided to get a couple other food prep projects going. So I have these bones from the last time we ate turkey, and I'm boiling them down to make some turkey broth. But we did not end up having dinner at home this night. My son was actually trying out for the school play, and he made it, so that's exciting and worth it, but my kids did eat fast food that night. And then I also soaked some beans and put them out to cook so that I can have beans ready for the next time that I need black beans. And then always we're working on using up the cream to make more butter. We ate our big turkey dinner the next night and it was delicious. And then Jeremy's always good about finding ways to use it the next day and made turkey hash for breakfast for us. So I told you last week that we were growing these mushrooms from a grow kit. And it's a really pretty amazing process to watch these mushrooms grow. Tonight I'm going to use our pink oyster mushrooms that we grew in our little mushroom growing kit. And I'm going to make mushroom risotto. It's a family favorite of ours that is really, it's just a yummy, tasty comfort food that all the kids just really love. I'll use a little bit of onion, and I'll use the turkey stock that I made yesterday, and this short grain arborio rice. And it's just, arborio rice is a very starchy rice that you stir it the whole time that it's cooking, and it just helps create a really thick, saucy coating to the rice, and the mushrooms are just really good flavor in it. So that's what we're gonna have tonight, and we'll probably eat it with some leftover turkey from last night's roasted turkey dinner. And then on the docket for tonight, I want to make some homemade ice cream because the fridge is full of milk right now. My oldest was in the mood for beer rocks, which are these little rolls stuffed with cabbage and ground beef and onion. And so we let him tackle that project. We like it with a spicy, creamy horseradish sauce. And we were using this cabbage that was kind of half shriveled from the back of the fridge. And my son wondered if we might want to use something different instead. And I told him, no, that's the whole idea of the pantry challenge. Tonight for dinner, I'm going to use some of the leftover turkey and make a turkey pot pie. My sister sent me her recipe, and so I'm excited to give it a try. It calls for a whole bunch of different things, but luckily that's all a whole bunch of different things that I happen to have and things that we grew in our garden this year. So I am going to get started by making the crust, and the crust is going to use some homemade butter and some homemade sour cream and an egg. Our chickens are starting to lay a few more eggs again now that the daylight is extending. Then inside the pot pie, obviously we're gonna put turkey and chop up some of this turkey that we have left over. And we're going to use a few of our homegrown carrots and one of our homegrown sweet potatoes, and then a potato and onion just from our storage. Then I have some canned green beans from our garden, frozen corn from our garden, All right, tonight for dinner, I was planning on making a butternut squash pasta dish, but I don't think I'm gonna do that after all because we're not all gonna be home at the same time. So what I'm gonna do is I've got this bread dough that I started last night. It's a sourdough milk bread because we're just trying to find all the ways of using up the cow's milk. I'm trying out this recipe for, it's supposed to be a nice sandwich loaf. So I was thinking it might be really good for making grilled cheese sandwiches. And I have this fresh mozzarella that I made last night. So I think I'll try that, making grilled cheese sandwiches with that. And then with the grilled cheese sandwiches, I was thinking I'd make some tomato soup. I have 2-gallon bags of frozen tomatoes from my garden this summer, from the peak of the summer when I just couldn't do anything. I just had too much going on to do anything with them. So I was thinking if I just put all those in a pot and boil them down, then that should make some good tomato soup. We can make some tomato cream soup to have with our grilled cheese sandwiches. So that is my plan for dinner tonight. Honestly, sometimes in the winter, I think back to my garden and I can't remember if I had very much success the year before. And I kind of end up thinking that I didn't really have success because I think about the things that went wrong or the things that didn't produce as well as I wanted them to. So it's kind of a good thing to pull stuff like this out and say, this is how much was in my garden at a time when we were eating so many tomatoes that we literally couldn't eat these.